Hello, everyone, and welcome. Today, I want to talk to you about self-love not being selfish. This is something that I hear repeatedly in the world, repeatedly in my practice from people when we start to talk about setting and maintaining healthy boundaries, because they are so concerned that they are going to become selfish. And likely this is because they have dealt with selfish people and they know how difficult it is to deal with them. It's all about them. They don't care about anybody else's well-being. It's me, 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 me. And many times this person is in a relationship with them, likely because they have been the giver, because often the overgivers will attract the overtakers. And it is like a key to a lock. They fit together perfectly, because we are the ones that are constantly looking out for the well-being of other people. We're heart-centered individuals and we want to give, 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 give. Yet we attract the people that want to take, because that's an energetic match. So when we start to realize that this isn't working for us, that we don't like this situation, that we're exhausted and tired, and there's no room left for us, and we're not able to show up to certain functions, or we have to say no to things because we've said that yes to this thing over here that we really don't want to say yes to. And at some point along the journey, we're going to go, I don't like this. I want to flip this script. I want to change this narrative so that I can figure out how I can say no, or to get my own needs met as equally to tending to the needs of others. People pleasers are over here on the spectrum. And then we have selfish people, narcissistic type people over on this side of the spectrum. Okay. If this is center, if this is neutral, if this is the healthy place to be, all we're looking to do is to come closer to center so that we are equally attending to our own needs and to the needs of other people. But many of us are so afraid that we're going to just take this massive leap from being the giver to the taker. What you're missing is that there's this healing portion in between, and it is steps towards being in a healthy and centered place. To jump over all the way over here, if a person does that, it's likely because they have shut down and they're trying to push out the entire world and they're trying to make change happen quickly. So they may jump way over here and just fold their arms and be like, no, 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 no. There's usually a lot of attitude involved with that. There's usually a lot of anger or frustration type energy that is backing that. And I'm not saying that's wrong if you or somebody you know have done that. It's just the way their brain has concocted to be able to get their own needs met. And sometimes that has happened to people pleasers, and they pendulum way over here due to childhood traumas or whatever is going on in their life. And that became their survival mechanism. So this doesn't mean this has to happen this way for you. If you are a recovering people pleaser and you know that you overgive and you tend to always the other people first before yourself, but you're like, gosh, I just want to come back to center so that I take care of myself, but I can also take care of other people, then this is the talk for you, because self-love is not selfish. And I want to break this down for you now. So let's first go with the word love, self-love. We're going to go with the love portion of that. Let's talk about what love is. When we're talking about capital L love, we are talking about the unconditional love of the universe. We're talking about all things that have to do with God and love. It is the highest possible vibrational frequency that we can have. Now, when we're talking about self, we're talking about little old you. We're talking about little old me. So what self-love really is applying this high vibrational frequency to yourself. And what's involved in that frequency? It is respect and protect of self. It is compassion and acceptance of self. It is grace and forgiveness of self. And it is positive and loving, supportive self-talk. And it is self-care. And in order to do those things, we need to have appropriate boundaries, because we need the time to actually take to focus on ourselves so that we can start to heal. Now, anything derived of this, what I call capital L love, the highest essence and energy in the universe, when we apply that to ourselves, it can never be wrong, because love of the highest energy is always, and this is the most important part, serving for every person involved. But this can be very scary for people to implement in their lives because we're so used to functioning from habit. We're so used to functioning from an old programming that's trying to get the love, approval, and acceptance and attention from the people outside of ourselves that when we stop doing that, we are afraid that we're not going to get that love and approval. But here's the most important part and the most exciting part. Once you start applying love to yourself, what happens is you will no longer be at the mercy of what other people think about you because you are now applying this to yourself. And one of the most magical things that happen is when you truly start to work this into your healing regimen and you start to give yourself all the things that I listed, the 5 self-love tenets, which are actually listed in my book, The Recovering People Pleaser, a spiritual guide to reclaim your true worth and attract the love you deserve. They're all within this book. When you start to apply those to yourself, you are actually going to fill the void within you that believes that you have to get from the outside world. And then you will be much less concerned about how other people view you. Here's the thing. When we start to shift in our life, when we start to heal ourselves, there are going to be people in our life that are going to be like, what are you doing? Like, this is not you, or I can't believe you said no, whatever it might be. And that initially might give you a little bit of a shock and a little bit of a start. And this is where faith is going to need to be involved. When I started applying these things to my life, they felt right. They resonated within me. And because I'm very connected to my inner knowing, I was like, okay, this feels right to me. And when I started to really act on that, what I noticed, this is a very important piece, is that those people started to depend on me less because I stopped enabling. I stopped showing up for every whim that they had, and they started to heal themselves because I wasn't there to catch them before they fall, to save them, to rescue them, to be their everything. We as individuals need to learn to do that for ourselves. And many times as recovering people pleasers, we've saved so many people, we've rescued so many people. And likely a lot of the times they don't even really care. They're not even really grateful that we have done this, but yet we're over here defeated and bloody and beat up and exhausted, not literally beat up, but we're just so incredibly burnt out because we have fractured out all of our energy to everybody else around us. The key to remember here is that any time that you act in a way that is rooted in love of self, it is for the highest good of everybody concerned. And that statement right there has been my foundation. That has been what I have clung onto in my healing journey, because I knew that this love, the highest energy and essence of love, no matter where it's applied, whether it's applied to you, somebody else, anywhere else, love is never wrong, even when it's applied to you. So stop worrying that you're going to become selfish. If anything, you're going to come to center and you're going to find a beautiful balance between tending to your own needs and the needs of everyone else around you. And the coolest part about this is that life gets really sweet because you're not overworked and the people around you start to grow. I have constructed a free guide for you. It is called Say No with Confidence, 25 Ways to Politely Decline Without Guilt. I will put the link here and also in the description below. If you're new here, I super hope that you subscribe and turn on notifications. And also, I would really love if you all give me 2 big thumbs up. And don't forget to comment below because I love to read your comments. I am trying to build a community here. I love community, and all this interaction with seekers helps all of us together collectively grow. So until next time, everybody, remember, you matter. Now go love yourself because it ain't selfish.